ماذا عن حزب العمال الكردستاني؟ كيف تتعاملون مع وجود هذه القوات هنا؟ إلى أي مدى أيضا بعد قرار تسليم سلاح حزب العمال وتنفيذه إن كان رمزيا الأسبوع الماضي، كيف تتعاملون معهم؟
We welcome the peace process initiative. We welcome the Turkish PKK talks about ending the war, and of course the message from PKK's leader, Mr. Öcalan, to disarm. I think this is a good step forward, and we hope that all these ongoing conflicts and problems will come to an end, because we have been suffering from the ongoing war. 800 of our villages were not even rebuilt because of the clashes and the confrontations. So with the end of this problem, we hope that our people can get back to their villages and to their regions. Now, we have to wait and support the idea of this peace process to succeed. And we have to wait and see how it will unfold.
ماذا عن مسار المفاوضات لتشكيل الحكومة الجديدة في كردستان؟ أين وصلت الأمور؟
We have agreed on the agenda for the next government, which basically will be the continuation of the previous cabinet or the current cabinet that we have. And now we are talking about some of the posts, especially between KDP and PUK, and I'm hopeful that we can reach a desirable solution which would also be reasonable and consistent with the results of the election.
بأي شكل دولة الرئيس؟ هل هنالك أي ارتباط بين تشكيل الحكومة في كردستان وتشكيلها في بغداد؟ وبحاجة أن أعلم عن رأيكم أيضا في مطالبة بعض السنة الحصول على منصب رئاسة الجمهورية في المقابل أن تذهب رئاسة البرلمان إلى الكرد.
Well, Kurdistan elections are for the Kurdistan government, the Kurdistan regional government. They are not directly linked with what's the next upcoming elections in November in Iraq. So we hope that we can form our government before the elections in Iraq takes place. But of course, everything is interrelated. I mean, we are still talking about one country. Now, regarding the, if you repeat the same, the last part of your question.
موضوع أن المطالبة، البعض يطالب، بعض السنة يطالبون بالحصول على منصب رئاسة الجمهورية، في المقابل تذهب رئاسة البرلمان إلى الكرد.
Look, we are talking about three main components. You have Sunni Arabs, Shia Arabs, and then you have Kurds. We have also Turkomans and Christians. We have Assyrians, we have Chaldeans, we have different components in this country. But the three main ones are Kurds and Arabs. Now, it doesn't really make much sense if all executive branches are held by one nationality. And, it's even if it's a symbolic gesture, the Kurds prefer to have the presidency. Because this has been the norm. I mean, there is no law for it, but there has been the norm that in the past formations of the government and selection of positions, presidency has always been designated for a Kurdish candidate, and we hope that this will continue to preserve the unity and also show that Kurds are one of the main components of this country.
بما أننا نتحدث عن العلاقة مع بغداد، هنالك قرار تركي تعلمون بوقف استيراد النفط عبر الأنبوب الواصل لبناء جيهان. تبحث أيضا أنقرة في المقابل على اتفاق شامل مع بغداد. كيف تعلقون على ذلك؟
There is a long contract between Iraq and Turkey on the ITP, the Iraqi-Turkish pipeline, that will come to an end in 2026. So less than a year, this will come to an end. Now it's a Turkish decision to decide whether they want to renew their contract with Baghdad or not. We've heard that Turkey has not accepted to renew on the same conditions. So maybe there will be new conditions, and that's something that has to happen within the two countries. How it will be, we still don't know. I think there is still a lot of time to negotiate any upcoming deals. But Turkey has not stopped the export of oil. It was the decision by the court after the Iraqi Ministry of Oil filed a lawsuit, and a decision by a French court stopped the export of oil. So, which as a result, I think everybody lost a lot.
أين وصلت المفاوضات مع بغداد حول قانون النفط والغاز؟ هل تتوقعون تسوية قريبة ربما، أم أن الجمود سيستمر؟ لأنه هذا هو سؤال المليار.
Well, this is a question that I hope Baghdad will answer, because we were ready to pass the oil and gas law in 2007. There have been few attempts since, and unfortunately that law has not been passed in the federal government. This is the best way forward to take care of all of the the outstanding issues that now exist between Baghdad and Erbil and in general. So the oil law is very important for us to have, and we are ready to continue re-engaging with Baghdad on having a law that would be moderate and new, that would also serve a federal Iraq, because the law that currently Baghdad is relying on is a law of the past, and it does not represent the federal government.
أين وصلت الأمور في موضوع الرواتب والموازنة؟ لأن الملفات ما زالت شائكة. هل هنالك حل دائم حول اتفاق، أم العلاقة ستظل رهينة هذه التجاذبات والمناكفات؟
Well, it's very unfortunate that the salaries of people become a political card or become a dispute between Baghdad and Erbil. By law, by the constitution, people are entitled to receive their salaries without delay, without any problems. But unfortunately, using the salaries of people as a political pressure is something that's unacceptable. It's unconstitutional. It's illegal. Even the court, the federal court, decided that the salaries of people should not be a part of any dispute between Baghdad and Erbil. But unfortunately, we've seen that for 3 months, the salaries were delayed, and only recently, in the last couple of days, the salaries for May have been released. And we are now towards the end of July. Yeah. So we expect that the salaries for June and July also are coming through. But to be quite frank with you, Kurdistan as a federal entity is entitled to have its budget, not just the salaries, but a budget of the overall Iraqi budget. This is the right way. The right way is that Kurdistan will contribute to the Iraqi revenue, and it will receive a budget from the overall Iraqi revenues. This is not the case today. Now the Ministry of Finance at the federal level is interfering in the very details of the salaries and the budget of Kurdistan region, which is a violation of the constitution and the rights of Kurdistan. So the best way and the final and the most reasonable solution, the most constitutional solution, would be to agree on a budget for Kurdistan in the next budget law.
دولة الرئيس، بغداد تصر بأن الإشكالات الحاصلة هي إشكالات فنية وليست سياسية. كيف تعلقون؟
Well, these are absolutely political issues, because if they were technical or legal, we have sent delegations back and forth to Baghdad, and all of these technical and legal issues have been solved. Every time we were promised that there is no more technical issues left for the salaries to come, but at some point new problems would surface. And just to prove the point that this is a political problem, we can look back and see how Baghdad has treated Kurdistan in other areas. For instance, there has been a 3.5 million people have been hired in Iraq in the last few years. Not a single one of them was for Kurdistan. $50 billion have been borrowed by the federal government. Not a single dollar was for Kurdistan, but in paying back the debts, Kurdistan had to pay back from its share. So we're not benefiting from it, but we had to pay from Kurdistan's share. More than 7 million people from the social care in Iraq are paid by the federal government. Only 72,000 of them are from Kurdistan. That's 1%. So there is a lot of discrimination, there is a lot of injustice, unfairness in dealing with Kurdistan. Therefore, there is no way, but there is a strong political tendency to put more pressure on Kurdistan, to marginalize Kurdistan, to weaken Kurdistan, and the salaries are for sure used as a political pressure against Kurdistan.
كيف تقيمون دولة الرئيس موقف المحكمة الاتحادية تجاه حقوق الإقليم مع قدوم رئيس جديد؟ يعني هل تعتبرونه مسيسا؟
Well, you know that there has been some changes in the federal court, and the recent makeup of the federal court, again, it has to be, by the constitution, it has to get the approval of the parliament. So a federal court that is consistent with the constitution has to be formed according to how it's stipulated in the constitution. But now with the changes that have been happened, I think the decisions they've made, they've tried to at least stay away from the areas where they think it's not in their jurisdiction. So the couple of decisions the new federal court made, I think were fair and just.